So we've talked a little bit about the AI stuff. So if we pivot now into socks, I reckon that's probably a good
one of the different branches of the Red On brand.
Yeah.
You're
AI to socks.
This is
after last week. I think you're the sock dog.
This is what everyone wants to hear about. And yeah, you've probably got some stuff you want to get off your chest with it being Black Friday last week. There's probably
a big week for the socks.
Some quite literally some dirty laundry that you want to wear, perhaps.
It's a rough week that. So Lucy normally runs. What do you mean?
It's your fault. You came in.
It was my own fault.
So he came in with a picture and went, Mike, I think I was on a call. He went, if I do this now, we're fucked. And just show me this picture. And it basically had along the line, it was something to do with like, we're going to do some sort of
40% off.
40% off
stuff.
All the Christmas stuff. And we're packing it and we'll throw you something extra in. I can't remember what it was. And I just went, I just looked at him and nodded and went, yeah, you do it. You make decisions. Mate, I'm looking through that glass window. You can't see it with the camera. Mate, the fucking printout was going like that, flying out, and I'm looking like, holy shit. Looked online, so you look on our website and it can tell you what traffic is. Maybe he was getting orders. Israel was big on them. So
that day was up.
That's concerning.
It was up that one day from our monthly average by 429%.
And we sell a lot of socks per month.
Yeah, a lot.
But it was ridiculous. And we
Black
was looking
Friday,
at each other going like, true. We can't. How are we going to do this? We had this whole place was laid out with socks.
Mate, I rang my mate,
and it was like wasn't even a quarter way through of the sock from that window down to there. And it was.
I rang Rich Body on the first night after it and said, "Oh, do you know what? I could get used to like working in a factory. I think if you work in a factory, getting paid nice wage, like I could do that." And he was like, "Yeah, I reckon you get bored after one day." And I was like, "Nah, not a fucking chance, mate. It's a bit of me. This just working in the factory." Came in the next morning, rang him after that day, and I went, "Mate, fucking take that back, mate. There's no way on earth I could work in a factory." It was horrendous, chaos. Mate.
It was chaos, but we've
good though.
We've done something great, haven't we? We've created a product where it's like it works and it helps, and it's it's something that no one takes serious and everyone takes for granted. And I've done it in the military. I've spent many years tabbing up and down all sorts of features in the shittest weather, in the worst conditions, in the worst environment, and the first thing that goes is my boots. Whenever something's not right and my feet don't, the first thing I get rid of is my boots, and I would be wearing like 10 for a $5 from TK Maxx, fucking. Because they're a little better.
I had to ring my mum like a couple of weeks back and just said, "Don't buy many socks for Christmas," because I used to always ask for like 20 pairs of socks. So what do you mean? I've already got them. I was like, I can't wear them. I'm not allowed.
Contractually obliged to wear.
Yeah.
Decent contract. I'll take that.
So I know this is niche. How do you actually go about like designing socks?
Oh mate, it's chaos. So I expert in that field.
I never thought I'd be asking that question on this podcast.
Do you know where it was built? Do you know the reason how Red On Socks came about?
No, go on.
All right, so we was training a series of guys going on the hills, and the fittest guy I sent out of this particular group failed on the hills, and everyone else passed, and it was to do with blisters, and I was thinking there must be another way. So with this same guy, I built the socks for him, went back on and passed a little while later in the socks. But the idea I wanted was to completely alleviate blisters. I was thinking, if we made this absolute monster and blisters are holding back, like, this is ridiculous. So anyway, that's what happened. And in order to do it, I had to get like 50 pairs. So that's how I got them created, and cost me a fortune as well. But I basically spent months designing these socks. I split socks up like 26 different ways and said, I want to increase this part there, I want the composition to be that there, I want everything. I made every little bit where I wanted to do. One of them was targeted compression with the Achilles. I wanted to match what the Achilles tendon does. As it gets tight and snaps back, that's the efficiency of your ankle. Mirror it in the socks, only the energy sits outside your body. Concepts like that. Created these socks, no intention of selling them. And the idea was given to the lads who were going on the hills. Dead simple. So I'm giving it. So that's what we do. We work in percentages. If the most common injury on the hills is the knees, what's the most common reason for a knee injury? It's knee valgus. What's the most common injury for a knee valgus? It's glutes, weak glute med in particular. So we're going to work on weak glutes. Everyone gets that. So we cover that 1%. So no one's going to get a knee injury, right? No one's going to get an ankle injury. Right? No one's getting blisters. Everything, we've just turned the odds in our favour. And then I had a pair on and put a picture on Instagram one day, and someone was like, "Where do we get them socks from?" And I've heard about them, and I was like, "They're not for sale." And I thought, should I? I thought, I'll fuck it. Do you know what? I ordered another 50, put them online. It's like them. They're like
They're the OGs.
Nah, the OGs are fucking
Mate,
wild.
I've got the OGs.
Have you? The OG.
I've
so
still got a couple of OGs.
They'll
so
be worth a
OGs
few
were
quid
dead
soon.
dark.
They will.
They're dead dark, and I put them on, and they sold out in 3 minutes, and I was like, all right,
Might
that
have
was
something
weird.
here.
So I was like, I'll buy 100, and it got a tiny bit cheaper. Still really expensive, by the way, for 100 pairs of socks. Sold out in 3 minutes, and then at this point as well, where they're taking like 2 months to get in. So one part we sold out in 3 minutes. Then everyone, what we had is one of our biggest wins on our website is that we had 100% return buyer. So every single person who bought one pair of socks came back to buy another.
Strong.
Which was the most powerful moment we was in right now. So we then knew we would account for it. If we sell one pair of socks to someone, we know they're coming back. So
You can
almost
order
account-
more.
we order more.
Yeah.
So everyone's now messaging me saying, "Matt, I need more socks. I need more. So I can't go tabbing without them because I'm worried that if I do, I'm going to get blisters." And it created this narrative. And so not only are we now doing it, it's like almost, it's creating this thing. It's happening. And I was like, I can't, mate.
You will get blisters.
They'll be here in 2 months. It was like, what do you mean? I was like,
Go
fuck.
on hills in a month.
Yeah, and then it was like, so anyway, kept doing it 100, 200. In the end, we sold 1,000. We was up to 10,000, and I was like, this is happening. So then that's when I put, right, from now on, I'll be known as the sock dog. And that's how it started, and that's how it's
unreal.
going now, and it's just created this now, it's sole business. It's now a complete business that runs on its own. Sock orders come through all day. We deliver them.
Like, bear in mind that you can't see on the camera, but that's not a big area, this area, is it?
No.
Like, sock delivery day when, like, 10,000 pairs of socks come in and we have to put them into different things. That's the day you want off. That's the day. That's the day Lucy takes
Lucy
off.
normally goes on
Lucy
holiday.
seemed to buy that, yeah.
Lucy goes on holiday
Black
on
Friday and any Christmas sales kind of days.
So at what point does Red On Socks have its own factory? You know, when did
I said
Nike come sniffing for
could've
it?
done, yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's far off.
We could do it now. So now it's about, so I've probably exhausted my marketing share. I don't do any hard marketing. I never do anything for any coaching, any socks. I don't go out and explicitly say, you need to buy these. I just put a picture of, like, I don't know, Tom Aspinall fighting in his boxing boots in them, or the guy who's covering the whole of Africa, or Premier League footballers in them. I just put a picture on that saying, if they're wearing them, you probably should as well. And then it sells
Makes
on its
sense.
own.
Yeah.
Mate, it gets to the point now, I watch Match of the Day, and I have to, like, go back, and people, whoever I'm watching it with, whether it's Laura or whoever, like, why are you going back? I'm like, I'm pretty certain that's a Red On sock, and then I'll be like,
Put it on your
it's all right,
story.
good.
It's like, yeah.
like all Sheffield United are wearing them.
It's like Where's
Which is
Wally,
mad.
but for Red On Socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's at a stage now where if we went aggressive in the marketing and started doing paid ads or Facebook, Instagram, and that's when we could probably, this whole building would be socks, because
no more testing, just socks.
Yeah,
No more
and
testing.
it's got its own separate entity now, so it still sits under the Red On group. So the Red On group now has a series of things that sits underneath it from companies that can work on its own. And then what it would do is I'll just have to hire someone to completely manage that, and that's the direction. We're pretty much there now to go and do that, and then it's just taking that next step.
Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that clip.
If you want to see the full conversation, then head to the top link in the description.